Good afternoon, sports and pop culture fans, and welcome to yet another edition of the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As always, this is me, your boy Larry B. Bringing it to here live on a beautiful Monday. What? Monday? Oh yeah, it's a Monday, y'all. Not our typical time, but we are here, and we are ready to deliver you another episode. As always, joined by my beautiful wife, the lovely Cecilia. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Happy Easter, everybody. We hope you had a wonderful Easter. We did.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good one. That was nice. That was really nice. Family time, delicious food, hanging out. It was cool. Glad we had that.
Yeah.
How about everybody else out there? We want to hear how your Easter was. We want to hear how excited everybody was to enjoy some time and definitely get them eats. And of course, the reason for the season, y'all. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, resurrected from the dead. That's right. Died for our sins, y'all. So very hyped up, very happy, and feeling good on this beautiful April 1st. It's April Fool's Day. Kind of funny. When I put this episode up earlier in the chat room, some of our colleagues thought this was going to be an April Fool's joke when I said we were going live today. But it's not. We're going live. We got some fun stuff today. This is kind of funny Teacher's Edition. That's right, y'all. Today, this is actually a part of an assignment that I got from one of my master's classes. I'll explain in just a little bit. But we're going to be talking about this really neat book, The Big Picture, and why we agree with it so much. Because standardized testing is stupid. Sorry. That's coming from a teacher. Two teachers. What's up? What's up? Get at us. With that said, guys, we got a good one today, of course. NCAA Women's March Madness. Way to screw up the 3-point Lions, guys. Also, how have our teams done this weekend? We'll talk about it all. You are now tuned in live to the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct view for all that is sports. Welcome once again, sports and pop culture fans out there. Come one, come all. We appreciate you for tuning in. And we thank you all so very much for being here today. Man, we got ourselves a fun one. Like I said, it's a Monday, y'all. It's a Monday. It's, spring break for us right now. So we're happy. We're hanging out. We're chilling, enjoying our time today. Celia, she's just, she got to sleep in today. She felt good. She's feeling good.
Yep.
Still low-key kind of waking up, but she's,
No.
I know, felt good. Lounged around for a little bit. Get our coffee in and enjoy some food, and we got the apple pie. Mm-hmm. Oh, can't wait for some of the apple pie. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, yeah, that was a good time yesterday. Happy we got to enjoy it, and well, you know what? I'm glad we could be here with you here today, of course. We got a cool show, by the way, once again, coming up on Friday evening. Super excited. Our boy Mike Pat. Well, Friday afternoon for us over here on the West Coast. Friday evening for you East Coasters over there. But, of course, we're going to be combining our shows. Let's Wine About DMV Sports and the Sports Couple Perspectives. And we're going to call it Let's Wine with the Sports Couple. Because coming up this Friday, we're going to have ourselves some fun. Mm-hmm. Mike, Pat, and us, of course, do a little wine tasting on air on StreamYard. Mm-hmm. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting and different.
Right? We do a little wine tasting, so we're going to have some fun with that. But that's going to be a lot of fun coming up on, once again, Friday evening. Well, once again, afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. So, should be a lot of fun. And as always, big ups and thank you to our sponsors. That's right, y'all. Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky. Oh, it's so delicious. It is truly out of this world. PlanetJerky.net, where you want to go. Trust me, delicious beef jerky. Of course, Planet Jerky the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket beef jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, low in sugar, high in protein, baby, yeah! Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Please make sure to check out Planet Jerky on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Show them some love. Let them know you got it from IE Sports Radio, y'all. Because, well, that is our partnership, and that's what we do. Of course, also, my beautiful wife and her awesome business, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations, and you're looking for that extra special touch. Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend, and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade wax sealing stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. That's right, y'all. Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook at sealthedeal wax seals. She's excited, working on Angela right now, of course, Miss Angela Winstead, getting married to Fred. Coming up this year, so in December, so Cecilia's getting started already making those wax stamps to send out to Angela. So you excited for that?
Yeah, this is my first gig, I guess you would call it.
Super excited. Super fun. Be excited to get those videos up and running for you guys. So thank you once again to the chat room. We got Jen B and Adam Karnick up in the chat room. Jen B, the host of our Cleveland, basically, and Northern Ohio sports show. Show of the Land. She's coming up tomorrow afternoon, actually. And we have here, or tomorrow evening if you're on the East Coast, and Adam Karnick. Welcome to the Monday Club. Why? Because he'll be live in just about 2 hours with, of course, his show, one of his 2 shows here, Chi-Town Weekly, covering all things from Chicago, all Chicago sports, and, of course, tomorrow with Zachary Puplis, the Neutral Zone, tomorrow evening, covering all things hockey. Women's Final Four, well, women's tournament just ended. Once again, congratulations to them Ohio State Lady Buckeyes. And the men's Final Four has just been decided, so that Final Four plays out coming up, not this week, but next Thursday. So looking forward to that. So anyway, we got the sponsors up out the way. We got, of course, some shout-outs, all that good stuff. And though we usually always start off with a coffee or a beverage of the week, didn't necessarily have that for you this week, or at least for Monday. Plus, we're going to have enough beverage coming up on Friday with Mike Pat when we do our wine tasting live on air with him. But we do, in fact, have a cool topic for y'all today. It is something that, this is funny. Once again, this is actually an assignment for one of my classes. But it's interesting because we got to choose from a couple of books, and there's one book called The Big Picture that I was scoping out the books at the start of the semester, and this one just really hit me because, I've written papers on this, guys. I'm so against standardized testing. I think it's just a joke, and The Big Picture offers so much. So really, really cool textbook, you guys, and really excited to bring this to you guys here. And of course, my lovely wife, we both work in education, we both work with our students, and her students maybe not so much with this. However, we've seen this also as students when we were back in high school, and I'm sure some of you did as well. So, The Big Picture, okay, we have this really cool book by Dennis Littky and Samantha Grabelle. And, well, first things first, standardized testing. Something that's just a total fail, right? Mm-hmm. Just something that we can see so, I don't know, it's such an annoyance that we have this a part of our education system. But really quick hits here to just kind of summarize this book. So, this book really just centers around the aspects of rethinking education, the entire model. And if we go through each chapter, these are in no particular order, but maybe I did write them down in order. Regardless, a quick little chapter, I see that there is definitely the crisis in education. They start off by saying, standardized testing is stupid, basically, and there's a lack of engagement. There really is, and the dropout rates are high in high school and in college, and basically we need to fix this. And then, continuing on, we see things such as the interests of each student needs to be what everything is structured around, except for like the pre-existing structures. So we need to focus on like uniqueness instead. I mean, instead of kind of, we need that fresh start versus this ridiculous like curriculum that is just infested with standardized testing. We have, of course, the passion and responsibility aspect in here as well, as students' passions and interests are a driving force for learning. They should be, because this is going to connect to real world issues and experiences that students actually care about. That's another thing. I think in here there was a chapter talking about like it takes a village, because community resources and experiences, of course, into the education process. This partners with local organizations, businesses, expert, and it's kind of cool. My high school, it's really neat. We have that where our seniors have their senior interviews and everything. Where was that when we were in high school, though?
Right?
We don't have that. We don't necessarily have that. And it's ridiculous that we have this nonsense, of, I don't know, like, my first interview was an interview.
So was mine.
Like, it would have been cool to have, like, some kind of a mock interview, because this is actually going to help us as students.
Yeah, it gives us that training and the knowledge of what some interviews may be about.
And isn't it crazy how we just don't have any structure like that whatsoever? But this book kind of offers, like, we need that real world thing going on with our, with at least something in high school, right? And the book also offers, in one of their many chapters here, well, there's 9 chapters, but, like an exploratory approach. Like, for instance, we need more hands-on experiences. And I can't explain to you how annoyed I was when I learned that woodshop, home ec, auto body, these classes are now, like, they're gone from my school.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like, why? Like, I mean, did you ever take any home ec or anything in high school?
Yeah, I think I took both semesters. Yeah, 1 year. I don't remember what grade I was in. But, yeah, I took home ec for fun, because obviously it's considered elective.
Right? And did you enjoy the class?
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Right?
And at the end of the year, we baked a whole bunch of stuff, and, yeah, it was mainly baking. But at the end of the year, we baked a cake, and we had a partner, so we cut the cake in the middle and took some home. And I remember even just walking out to get picked up by my mom. Some of my not friends, because I didn't know them, but like other students around me were like, "Oh, can I have some? Can I have some?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, like I gotta go. Like my ride is waiting for me." Otherwise, I would have given them a piece.
That's so cool. I mean, isn't that funny? Like how you, just even if, no matter what the turnout was, it's cool. You got to bake cake. You got to enjoy that like experience. And at the end of the day, so what? You might have learned it at home with your mom at some point. You may have, but there are some young people out there who don't even get that opportunity.
Yeah.
And guess what? Sometimes they would have to rely on something like home ec to learn how to cook for themselves, or something for the future. I mean, it's something that you're getting a grade for. It's a part of your day. I mean, you think about it, at any job out there, we have some kind of, there's something, right? We do something throughout the entire day to make money. And that's what we call school for kids. It's what they do all day long. So why not incorporate something that's going to be useful for them in their future? It's a part of their quote-unquote job, like high school. So, yeah, I mean, same thing. It's kind of funny. I was talking to my uncle yesterday, and everybody, we were there for Easter, and my grandfather, and everybody. And it's crazy to think, like, hearing them talk about, like, how appalled they were with taking out, like, auto body. Like, it's true. Man, back in the day, you could take your car into class and work on it. How cool is that? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Nowadays, some of these guys can't even change their oil. It's easy. It's so easy to do. You just got to know a couple basic steps. And unfortunately, some of these cats don't have a dad to teach them. It's just the way of the world, unfortunately. But it's cool to know that, hey, they learned it in Autobody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I made a cool freaking jewelry. I don't even know what happened to that thing. But a jewelry box and wood shop. Mm-hmm. One of my friends made a baseball bat. Oh, it was so cool.
That's pretty cool.
Right? We used to go in there and like make all kinds of cool stuff in wood shop. We had a really cool teacher and Autobody too. Cool teachers. But because I was so happy to go to those classes. It was so much fun to learn how to make stuff. Mm-hmm. You know? I mean, it was such a fun experience. And now it's gone. Now no, I'm sorry. You can't have that no more. And it pisses me off. It really does. Because I'm like, where is that? Where is that cool class? I mean, look at this in our chat room here. By the way, good afternoon to Mr. Taryn Rodriguez. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy hearing us today. He'll be coming up live after Adam Karnick talking all things volleyball on Set Point. And Jen B says, schools here have home ec in 8th grade and it's required. Lucky.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, over here in Cali, man, I don't know what happened, but there's something. I mean, it's annoying. You know, we need that. We need those classes. So to hear that was just kind of like, wow, like they took those classes out. That's really cool. Thank you guys, appreciate that. But I'm just saying, we need more. That needs to continue at least, and this book is advocating for that. Also, there's another chapter that talks about like learn what is needed in the real world, and it focuses on like those basic skills. And it's kind of funny to make a reference to one of the things we learned in class, or that we saw this little video, short little clip of like there were like robot voices, but it was like a little animation video. And it's funny because the animation video is this girl at an interview, and this guy, the hiring manager, is asking her all these questions. And it's funny because she's responding with like, well, what are my choices? And he's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, A, B, C, or D. And he's like, well, we don't have those. You need to tell us a few things about you. Well, I need A, B, C, or D. She's like, I'm going to go with C. He's like, that's not an option. Like, but he's the person who made that video is trying to emphasize, like, this is what we're teaching our kids. Instead of like the real deal, real world stuff, we're teaching them how to be good test takers for standardized tests that the curriculum is based on.
Or I feel like they're trying to say, like, not to be your own person in a way. You have to be a certain way.
And it's ridiculous, right? Like, seriously? And it's funny because, like, there was one where he asked her another question and she was looking around. And he's like, well, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking somebody to what do they call it? Pair, share, whatever with.
I've never heard of it. Me
either. But it's like, I guess, like, where students look around and kind of collaborate to make one answer and everything. But it's just kind of funny because it's like, wow. Like... That's what we're teaching our kids. So instead of being individualized and learning, you're right. It's like we're teaching them how to be like a low-key robot. Like, like what is this? Like, oh my gosh, I don't have a, so can you write? Of course I can. Of course I can write. Well, can you write poetry? I can write persuasive essays, but that's not what we do here. Oh, well then I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like what are we doing? So in the chat room here, Adam Karnick, man, teaching to the test. Adam knows there are some teachers over there too. And we have a lot of teachers here on IA Sports Radio. What can I say? I guess I tracked. Awesome. Right? Isn't it great? But teaching to the test. It's the stupidest thing in the world. What are we doing? So once again, this book, The Big Picture, is really bringing this crap to light, and I love it. So another chapter in here does talk about embracing the challenges because it's a part of life. Like, embrace it. Learn from failure and develop that growth mindset. That's what we need to do. Our kids need to fail because... you learn from that. And where do you fail? You fail in class. So where when you do take a test, not the test, the state test, but when you do fail in it's like practice for an athlete. You're supposed to fail on that field, court, whatever it is. Because in the game, you learn, and in the game, you succeed. But you're supposed to fail. So in class, yeah, hey man, the answer to this problem isn't this, but I can show you how to do this real quick. That way, when you take the test, you'll get it right. You know what I mean? Like, but we're so fixated on, nope, it's going to be A, B, C, or D, fill in the bubble and all that and everything. And before you know it, our kids, they freak out when they see something different because this is all they know from K through 12. The book also emphasizes on one size fits all. or sorry, not one size fits all, you know, like we need things that are going to be tailored, unique needs, strengths, and the learning styles of each student. We need to be able to tailor that to our kids. Not everybody's going to learn the same. We need multiple teachings. And look at you, especially. You work really cool. You know, you work with special needs students.
Yeah.
In an adult program, 18 through 22. Really. You teach them life skills.
Yes.
So, do all of them learn the same?
Oh, definitely not.
Right? I mean, especially for you guys. You're teaching life skills to these awesome special needs, young people who are, learning how to be a little self-sufficient for themselves. But not all of them learn how to make a pancake the right way. Yeah. I mean, the same way, right? I mean, you take them out into the community, you guys do community stuff. I mean, what's the biggest thing that you've noticed when when you're trying to teach them something? I mean, do you really try for different techniques when you learn that? Okay, well, this one can do more with the motor skills. This one can do more, sensory. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what do you find yourself doing that a lot?
Yeah, I do notice a difference, especially, at the beginning of the year. You may not. I mean, you'll have, your same students that you had last year in the same class as, this year until they, graduate from the program. But like the newer students who come in, you kind of have to learn over the months and see what works for them, what doesn't work for them. But yeah, I mean, you get to learn different techniques in different ways, and you get to know the student and everything like that. So you figure out, the best solution for them.
Isn't that the coolest? Like, I love the same thing. Me with my general ed kids, it's like, same thing here. Hey, student A is a really good auditory. Like, they can listen really well and take good notes. But student B doesn't. They have a really hard time with this. But you know what? I showed a video one time and student B aced the test. They're really good visual. You know what I mean? Like, and I learned that. So it's okay. When I'm giving my lectures, I'm trying to fit it all in there. And then whatever else it is that they miss, hey, they come on over, Mr. B. I need you to help me out. You know what I mean? Like, with it, no problem. And I know that this kid learns better visually, so I'm going to show them visual stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's because it's just, I want them to succeed. So whatever I have to alter my teaching to fit them, that's okay. Because this isn't about me. This is about them. I already know what I know. That's why I'm a teacher. You know what I mean? They need to learn this, though, in order to graduate. So that's what we need to get to. And then, of course, there's another chapter here on the book, actually the last chapter, that's basically like, let's do this. Now let's put all this, everything we talked about in this book, let's put it out there and actually put it into implement it into our lessons as teachers. And I think that's a great message. It's a good book. It really is a good book, and I like what it brings, and it's really, really cool that it brings all those things to fruition. I mean, talking about certain things here within the book, actually within our class, we learned there's 6 facets basically, and I'm going to try to summarize these up off the top of my head as fast as I can, but students basically explain to the teacher and confirm their understanding, and I'm the same exact way. When I hear something, I want to be able to explain it back to you because then I know that I learned it. Another one is to interpret, in a way that the students can understand. And that's another thing that I struggled with so much as a student. I can't stand academic language. It's not my thing.
Yeah, it can be hard and confusing.
Why?
I wish everything could just be plain and simple.
Right? Can we just simplify this?
Or
because
I've told you before, I wish they would do 2 versions. One with the academic, vocabulary, and then one where they just simplify it so that you can if you want to, eventually use the academic, correctly, then so be it. But you can also use the simplified version. I feel like a lot of students, and even college students too, it could apply to them that they would do so much better in school.
Oh, they would. I couldn't agree more. It's the truth. I mean, and that's so true. We need to. It's not dumbing it down. You're making it understandable because not everyone speaks like a freaking scholar from Harvard. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Too bad. But maybe they can get there if you don't start off talking like that. We don't start in the NFL. We start in high school or Pop Warner. You know what I mean? They also have it's applying things to the real world. We just talked about that. Understanding the other's viewpoints. That's important to do. Peer reviewing and everything. That's really smart. Students explain the value of what they know, no matter what others think. So, no, what I said is valuable. Even if you don't like it, I mean, it can go with this lesson. Or, you know what I mean? Like, no, students need to know that they don't need to be shut down. Oh, that's done. No, it actually is valuable. It may not be 100% tailored to our lesson today, but it's valuable what you said. And you need to know that this goes with this in this manner. Also, they need to know, this is a good one here, know what you do not know and embrace it. And I like that a lot, because it's the truth. There's a million things I don't know, but I'm going to embrace that because, okay, good, I don't know this, but I'm going to learn it. You know what I mean? Instead of like, oh, push it aside, and then of course, you can learn more off of it. And I mean, it's just, so those are the 6 facets. And I think it's really cool because you see a lot of that within this book. Something that we learned in the class, and you can apply it to this book for sure. So really quick, a part of this book, this will be the last part of our section here before we go ahead and dive off into our break and then come back for some sports talk and everything. But this was actually a part of like the assignment with the questions. And they want to know how the book enhances understanding of curriculum design, particularly backward design, of course, and serving the needs of diverse learners. And these two go back to the chapters of the book. You see, curriculum design, that's like the real world relevance. Okay? The big picture, of course, it's a great book. This encourages educators to make learning relevant. And what do I mean by that? This is students' actual lives. You need to be able to connect what you teach in the classroom to the real world, because some of these kids want that more than ever, and especially now, I mean, my gosh, everything's so digital and everything. You need to be able to make those relations. And I feel like that's the biggest thing ever. We need that real world relevance. Another thing would be like the backwards design, as I talked about earlier. This book really does put a lot of emphasis on stating the end goal. You need to know the end goal first. If someone tells me, hey man, start putting the cement together and mixing the cement and then putting, the blocks right here, and okay, well, what am I doing? Well, you're gonna build a wall. Can I see a picture of it? I need to know what I'm building. You know what I mean? Like, I need to know what I'm doing. I need to know the end goal here. So, I mean, the backwards design is so cool because you need that. Mm-hmm. Show me the big picture, and then I can blossom into it. I can get it. But if you're just telling me step by step, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can figure it out, of course. I'm not trying to say people can't learn that way or haven't in the past. And then, of course, serving the needs of diverse learners is big, because we see that with like in this book, the personalization and differentiation. Like, you can take a look at, by recognizing the different types of learning styles, like I said earlier, you need to be able to cater to these kids differently. Like I talked to you yesterday, we were talking on the way home, guys, and I mean, there are some kids I've talked to before when I used to work at a continuation, and some of these kids embrace that continuation so much because they were like, no man, like I like it better here because it's a closer environment, it's a smaller environment, all the teachers know each other, everyone's on me, everyone's pushing me, the principal knows me, the teachers know me, everyone knows each other, you guys all talk about me, you guys, like, you develop a plan to keep me on track. Like, I love it here. You know how cool and mature that was to hear kids say that a couple years ago? Mm-hmm. I mean, isn't that something?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but as much as I'm not an advocate, like, I'm all for, like, I want the learning to happen. And I don't know, I feel like sometimes continuations, it's not like it shouldn't be a bad thing, like demonized. Like, sometimes kids slide off track, they get behind credits, they got to go there. Some of them have, behavioral issues and everything. But I feel like some kids, man, like, if you already know in the 8th grade, they may have some trouble with that. And the kid might be like, no, man, I actually might be better off here. They might actually graduate ahead of schedule because they have a closer watch on them.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I've heard that from kids before. They're like, no, man, I'd rather be here. I want to go back to the big school. I want to go here. Like, so I don't know. Like, I feel like that's so big. Like, so I don't know. I mean, just maybe different ways of looking at things. I don't know. Different ways to put things together. But anyway, this is just it is just a great book. Like I said, the big picture, guys. Once again, this book is written by, let me look at the names again, Dennis Littky and Samantha Grabelle. Really, really cool. It's like a textbook type deal. But honestly, I think a lot of teachers should read this and get to know this kind of deal of teaching, because it really is true. I love it. I think it was a great read, and it's something where I personally just saw so many things. Enough with standardized testing, enough with teaching to the test, as Adam said here in the chat room. We really need to be able to push our students in a direction where they are challenged, but at the same exact time, relate it to things in the real world, because yes, the quadratic equation is important to pass the class. But if you're not an engineer, what are we going that far for? You know what I mean, right? And why is this going to keep a kid back? I get it, well-rounded, but at the end of the day, there's just a lot of things where I feel we may need to rethink some things, because especially with the future now, my gosh, everything's computers. If we're not learning these things at an early age, my gosh, what really is our future?
Yeah.
So anyway, really cool book. Any last comments on the book, and any thoughts you might have on anything backwards design, or any of the cool chapters, or anything that you could see? Anything you can see with this book that
it seems like an interesting book. I might even want to read it or something.
Right?
Just give me a different point of view. But no, it seems interesting, and these books are not always like, this is how it should be, but it's more of, being informational and maybe looking, at teaching your students a different way, because like you said already, we all don't learn the same way. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair that, like if I was a teacher, and I am, but
like general ed.
Yeah, being a teacher and saying like, hey, I teach this way. I learn this way, so I'm going to teach this way. But all my other students are not, or some of them are not getting it because, I'm only doing it one way. You should try to, teach in different ways as possibly as you can. Everybody's not perfect, so you do the best that you can. But yeah, that's really it.
Well said. High five. Well said. See, she's awesome. She knows her stuff. And you know what? Honestly, guys, it's a really, 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 once again, really cool read. And it's true, when you can learn those types of techniques and things like that, or you have something else in mind rather than just pushing the freaking test on these kids, you know what? You'd be surprised what you might find. Mm-hmm. And that is awesome. So, with that said, you guys, that will do it for, my assignment. And, of course, the wrap-up on the Teacher's Edition portion of the show. But, you guys, I'll tell you right now, man, we got a little bit of sports to get into in our next segment. The Ducks dropped 5 in a row. Because the Ducks like to drop freaking games in a row like this. Can you believe that? They lost 5 in a row. They haven't won in the last 10 days.
That's crazy.
This team gives me headaches that I didn't even know I can have of that magnitude. The Galaxy, however, have won the last 2.
Nice.
Yeah. With tying everyone and their mother, including the game we went to a couple weeks ago where they tied in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. But that was pretty good. The Lakers win on Easter Sunday yesterday, defeating the Nets. Oh, yeah, we got some fun stuff to get into, you guys. March Madness. What's madness is they didn't realize that the freaking court was messed up with the key. Oh my gosh. The paint on the court was wrong. Oh boy. Good job. And a way to make way to make a error in women's sports go even further in a negative way. Oh, we got all of that coming on up. You were listening to the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back with plenty more after this.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, New York? This is Ricky K coming at you at the NY State of Sports, a new show here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Listen to me every Thursday afternoon as we bring you the latest takes on the Yankees, Mets, Jets, Giants, Knicks, Nets, Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. Plus, you get some college hoops and what's the local sports events going on in the area. It's a state that never sleeps, so why not get the opinions and sports takes that never sleep? Again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to the NY State of Sports. We'll see you then.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Cover Perspectives right now.
That's right, y'all! Yeehaw! We are back at it, y'all. Ready to roll! I know. I'm sorry. I was a little loud. I know. It happens. We're just so excited, y'all. So excited. Sorry for the extremely loud drops. But hey, we wanted to party today. Didn't know if you got to hear Cecilia in there. Hopefully you did. Poor thing. Coming back from the drop. But ladies and gentlemen, we are so glad to be back at it. Enjoying every moment of our spring break. And man, we really are looking forward to, oh man. The Lakers are just, this team just makes me want to pound my head against the wall. But as of right now, the Lakers are currently the 9th seed, just over the Warriors. And oh my gosh, we're closing in on a few games to go. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. Whatever. Lakers play in the play-in tournament and get in and go to the final like they did last year, or close to it. Yeah, screw it, whatever. But LeBron did mention that he's on his way out. LeBron basically let it be said that he don't got a lot of time left in the article I read the other day. And man, rough go for him. But actually, no, not rough go. Rough go that, it's reaching the end of his career. But man, what an amazing career he had. The all-time scoring leader now. I mean, so many cool things there. So hats off to LeBron. Also, taking a look at our Ducks, like I said, dropping 5 straight. My gosh, in the last freaking 5 games. It has been so hard watching these guys. Nearly the bottom of the Pacific. This year, 24-47. Can we just end the season already? We have a couple games left to go, but can we just skip those games? Just on to next season. We don't need to play anymore. It's really getting ridiculous. So, that's happening. The Galaxy, really excited. They actually just won their last 2 games since we saw them. We saw them back on the 16th of March, where they tied in a 3-3 draw. Crazy game versus St. Louis. Since then, they went over to Kansas City and beat them 3-2. And then we're home this last past Saturday and defeated the Sounders 1-0. Yeah. Super excited for them. Very, very, very happy that this team is looking better. Let's see how they continue on and move forward. Also, the San Diego Wave, y'all. They, had 2 games so far, and one was a win and one was a loss. So 3 points at the moment. I'll tell you right now, I am super excited for this team. We're going to be going and seeing the Wave soon, hopefully this month or next month. We'll see how they go. Looking forward to the Sparks as well coming up this year. But yeah, so all of that. But let's not forget it's baseball time. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night, we will be in attendance for Giants and Dodgers Game 2. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, the Giants got smacked around in front of my uncle that is a diehard Giants fan. They were losing 9-0 in the second inning.
Yeah.
Ouch. The Padres, man. That was an ouchie. That hurt. That one hurt me, man. I'm not even a Giants fan.
Change the channel.
I know, right?
After a while.
Yeah, it was a beatdown, man. Oh, man. It was kind of funny. But yeah, he's turn this crap. It was a rough go for those guys yesterday. Yeah, they ended up losing that game 13-4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they ended up scoring after a while.
Yeah.
But not much, obviously.
Not that it mattered. They got there, they did their thing. But tonight, The Giants have made their way to LA, and game 1 is tonight at 7:10. Tomorrow we'll actually be in attendance at 7:10 as well, so looking forward to that one in that 3-game series. Also, we will be in attendance. A good friend of mine, Alexander Gaines, he is, of course, a diehard Red Sox fan. You guys have heard him on air before on IE Sports Radio shows in the past. And, of course, our Angels are playing those fools. He's playing. So we'll be there for game 2 on Saturday evening. 6:38 as the Red Sox take on the Angels. The Angels currently right now can't seem to buy a victory, even though they barely won. They had one victory. They got destroyed by the Orioles twice and lost that series. Won one of those games. But we'll see how this goes. Currently playing the Marlins right now in Florida. Bottom of mid-first right now, so they're actually underway, but baseball's back. Mm-hmm. Okay. So far, the Angels look like crap, and that's obvious. But the Dodgers, the team that has all the signings, 4-2, they're looking okay. What do you think? Realistic expectations. They going all the way this year?
I think they are.
I think they are too, because if they don't, they're bust. I'm sorry, but they have to get... There's no way. You spent all that money... Yotani, Yamamoto, Kershaw. You can't. You need Mookie Betts, Lux. I mean, the list goes on. You have so much talent on that damn team. Gratterall, amazing closer. I mean, you need to win this World Series, all right? Because I mean, look at that. I mean, even my uncle was saying yesterday, talking about how they haven't won anything since '88, and then there's the COVID year. I mean, they need the Dodgers need to just shut down the doubters. I mean, this team needs to hopefully get it done. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, a little bit of sports news there. Are you excited for tomorrow?
Yeah.
When was your last Dodger game?
Oh, jeez. I think it was when my mom was alive.
Which was, I mean, well, of course, way before she passed.
Yeah, way before. It was way before she got sick the last time around.
So we're talking...
I have no idea. I have a horrible memory. But yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah. That's all I know. A long, long, long time.
It's all good. It's, oh man, sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's crazy to think back, like, man, like, really? Like, it's been that long. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun tomorrow. I'm really excited. We get to see, pretty cool. Let's take a look here and see. I know they already have to have their lineup ready to roll. So let's take a look at who will be on the mound tomorrow. Well, tonight, for sure, they already have their dudes. So, for the Dodgers, looks like it's going to be, James Paxton. Cool. Okay. And for the Giants, it's going to be Keaton Winn. Okay. So, tomorrow, who are we going to see on the mound? Hey, look at that. Yeah, Tyler Glasnow. Solid player right there for the Dodgers. Picture. And then we got Logan Webb on the mound for the Giants tomorrow. So, looking forward to that.
No Kershaw.
No, Kershaw won't be back until, August.
Why?
He had surgery.
Oh.
So that's why he took a team-friendly deal. And he's coming back for basically, I mean, what everybody thinks is this one more season, which is just going to be a few more months. Mm-hmm. Getting Kershaw back, hopefully right in that time, right in August towards the end of the season, will boost them into hyper mode, and that could be the Dodgers' entire postseason right there. Mm-hmm. Getting Kershaw back to, to pitch in those extremely key games. So, I don't know. That could be a big deal there. But anyway, so have to say this, okay? It has been so much fun. So much dang fun covering all these sports over the years. But one thing I really want to just throw out there right now, because they deserve so much props and they are truly special. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cal Baptist University Lady Lancers. I know we didn't even get to mention this last week and on Friday when we should have. But you know what? CBU won the WAC this year. We talked about that. They got into March Madness, the tournament. And yeah, they lost to UCLA. But you know what? CBU students got a good portion of that place packed. Mm-hmm. They were there. They were cheering on their team. And the ladies fought. Now, granted, it wasn't, this nail-biting game, or it didn't go into overtime or none of that. But you know what? They fought, and they made it to March Madness. They were a 15 seed playing a number 2 seed, UCLA. They lost 84-55. This is, of course, back on the 23rd. And I know we didn't mention it last week when we should have on Friday, but it's all right. I want to mention it here. Just give those ladies props because you know what? Just like before, you mentioned, like when I took you to that CBU game with the men, everyone packed the house for them, and the women, they didn't really care about. Mm-hmm. Well, guess what? This women's team is for real. Coach Olsen is for real. And you know what? I think it's about time. Everybody needs to start supporting those ladies because they're doing big things. The men didn't do a damn thing this year. They didn't look very good. They need to get it. They need to get it going. But that women's team, they look good. And you know what? I think everyone needs to start showing them some love. So anyway, speaking of March Madness, last topic for the day. But March Madness, oh boy. So in recent findings, and it's kind of funny this morning, reading about it in our band app, I get, Angela, of course, our GM of IA Sports Radio, and Jen B, of course, they're talking about this horrible debacle this last past week. And it's incredible that there was an error when making one of the courts, and this is actually the Moda Center. And it bothers me to know that during this branch of the tournament, the freaking hardwood, the paint on the hardwood was off. One side was uneven.
That's crazy.
And it bothers me to know that it went quote-unquote unnoticed for 2 games. One key was higher than the other, or lower than the other, whatever you want to say. And it got all the way to the final matchup in that arena, and apparently everyone realized it. Then Texas and North Carolina State went at it and played. But interestingly enough, even the coach, and I get it, the coach is like, screw it, we'll play on it, whatever. But it just irks me to know, like, why couldn't anything be said before? What about once it was finished? Did anybody even inspect it? Like,
right? You would think that at least. Like, now they should probably have a rule for that, to have someone inspect it after they're done painting it.
It's true, and like I said, I ain't no feminist or none of that nonsense, but I am saying, though, it's wrong, because had it been the men's, damn well it would have been fixed really fast. Mm-hmm. But you're going to let these ladies play on a court that's a little lopsided?
Yep.
Like, that could be, I get it. It's a few inches, but guys, like football, any sport could be a game of inches. I mean, that could have been a game-winning shot that either goes in or doesn't go in because of somebody's perception of a shot. I mean, I'm just saying. So it's kind of annoying, and it's crazy because there was even a quote in our chat room this morning from Jen B, and she quoted saying that basically the Texas coach said, like, a lot of his colleagues would just say, it's just women's basketball. Don't worry about it, basically. Like, mm-hmm. or that's so women's basketball. Like, so what? Like, that's messed up. That's kind of jacked. I mean, so what do you think of all that? Like, finally somebody realized it, or quote unquote realized it, and it's like, whatever, play on. I mean, do you blame the coach for just saying no? Let's just play on it.
Yes, I blame the coach.
So you would want them to delay the game to fix it?
Yes. It only makes it fair and right. Like you said, they would have, postponed the game for the guys, I'm sure. So they need to treat the women as equal. They kick ass just as much as the men do. So why can't women have that same respect? They work hard, they play hard, and they win, trophies too and whatnot. So yeah.
That's true.
I feel like they degraded, that sport to just say, let's just play.
See, and that's kind of annoying. Taryn says here, of course, Taryn is our volleyball man here. This dude is everywhere. He's at all these different regionals. He's at all these different tournaments. He's all the time in the house for Long Beach State, UC Irvine. This guy's covering everything volleyball. I mean, if it has to do with volleyball, he's there. I mean, that's Taryn. But he says it here in the chat room. So that's kind of the same thing with women's volleyball versus men's volleyball. Women's volleyball gets more publicity as opposed to men's volleyball. And it's true. That's the opposite. Because it's true. Men's volleyball is small. It's very small. It's kind of like, whatever. But the women's volleyball is really big. interestingly enough, it got flipped in that manner. But it's true. Why can't we just all be equal? Why can't everybody be promoted the same? You know, like, it bothers me to know, like, okay, like, I understand the postponement. I understand your point of view, because you're right. If that was the men's, I would have postponed it. If there would have been a mistake that went under the radar. At the same time, I understand the coaches feel like, whatever, it's already been played on, whatever, it doesn't matter, let's just play it. But I also want to just throw out there, like I said, I don't think that would have even happened with the men's. If it would have been a little bit off, whoever is creating the court would have said, hey, it's off, man, we got to redo it.
They have more divas on the men's side than they do women's. And they want to say women are diva or divas.
No, that's for sure.
Well, so women have every right to act that way then too, if men are going to act that way.
No, it's true, and I agree with that. Trust me.
To me, that was a slap in the face.
Yeah.
I think I would have raised hell or given them hell.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think the moment that the court got created and they like reviewed it, I think that before there would have been one game played on the court, they would have been like, "Oh, it's an error, man. We got to redo it." Like, I don't think it would have even gotten to games with the men, let alone the women. They're like, "All right, hurry up, make the court. Hurry up, do it, paint it, cool. Okay, we're done. Okay." And then 2 games later, "Oh, hey, you guys notice that's uneven over there?" You know what I mean? Like, no, like, I just felt like, come on now, you know. So I don't know. It's kind of ridiculous. Actually, it's very ridiculous. But you know, what do you do? You know, what do you do? So anyway, we got a few more moments here to go in the show for today. And in our outro, or before we get to our outro, I want to go ahead and throw this out there. We do have a Final Four set for not only women's and men's basketball, but the Frozen Four for the men's tournament is actually ready to go. Are you ready to pick some teams?
I'm just kidding.
Well, that's going to do it for today's show, guys. So, here we go. Oh, and let's take a look at Jen B says also in the chat room, the coach was more concerned about losing the time slot on national television. It's a sad state of affairs.
Either way,
that's jacked up.
They should have made it work. And even with the time slot, there's ways to work with them too.
They could have, but yeah, it's true though. That television and of course all the revenue. You know, I mean, I can't do that. You know, I think it's hilarious. If you guys want a funny watch, oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan, guys, of Roger. And if you guys don't know who that is, it's Cracked, of course. And they're funny because I was watching the other day, of course, it's honest ads, and it's like if whatever was honest. And I love the if Black Friday was honest. That's like my favorite one. I watch it from time to time. It's funny. But the other one is, they made a lot of those, but they made a funny one is if college sports were honest. In the NCAA, they picked on him. It was so damn funny. Where he's talking about like money is just greed and it's horrible. And as a matter of fact, I don't even like money. I don't like money, but it makes me cough and I sneeze. But that's just the price I'm willing to take for these young people to keep them away from money. I thought that was funny. That was funny. I mean, did he not hit it on the head with college sports?
Well, yeah, definitely, but it's not funny.
Well, I know I hate it. Okay, I played in the NCAA. I know I hated it. Like I hated that fact. But what I don't like, or what I think is funny, is that it's laughable because, like, that's exactly how they see it. The higher ups, you know. And now we have NIL. Oh, good. Now you can just let me make my money in peace while you guys make your chump change on your. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. They ain't gonna get broken off into that money that they help generate, but it's all right. You can use your name and likeness now. I mean, I don't know. That's a thing on its own. But anyway, so going here to the a couple of picks left. So ladies first, women's basketball Final Four is set Monday evening tomorrow, or actually tonight. We are ready to roll. It's actually not the Final Four. It's the Elite Eight. I'm sorry. We have a couple of our Final Four set already. NC State taking on North Carolina. That's on Friday, the 5th. And tonight, 2 of these 4 teams are headed to play each other on that same night. UConn, the UConn Huskies, of course, legendary basketball program there. Gino Auriemma. And, of course, the USC Trojans. They face each other to take on the winner of LSU, last year's champions, and number one seeded, USC is also a number one seed, but number one seeded Iowa, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And don't forget, they have that monster Caitlin Clark on there, who has now surpassed so many records in NCAA women's basketball, leading scorer now in the tournament, I believe, leading scorer in all of NCAA basketball. She's incredible. She is playing, of course, on those Iowa Hawkeyes. So tonight, who are you taking to head to play each other? UConn versus USC. Who are you taking?
USC.
Yeah! Good job.
No, UConn.
No! The UConn Huskies and the Lady Trojans. So we'll see. I'm taking SC. Apparently she's taking UConn.
Huskies are cute.
Yep, they're the Huskies. Yep. And they're taking on the Lady Trojans over here. And then this other one, you have the LSU Tigers taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Oh, I like the Hawkeyes.
Hawkeyes? Okay, well, I was taking the Hawkeyes, but...
Oh, nope. Then...
You're taking LSU?
LSU.
Louisiana State. She's taking last year's champs, so okay.
Oh, cool.
They won it all last year. They're trying to go back to back. Terrence says here in the chat room, go USC! I hope they win. Juju Watkins is hurt. No, she is. Mm-hmm. Juju Watkins is a beast. I want them to win so dang bad. And of course, the winner of that game will play each other on Friday evening. And we already have one game set. NC State taking on South Carolina. The Wolf Pack of NC State, whose men's team is actually on their way to the Final Four, taking on the Gamecocks of South Carolina, the Lady Gamecocks. So we're looking forward to that. And then heading over to the men's bracket. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, look at that. Terrence taking Iowa. So there you go. Man, Caitlin Clark, she's a beast. But I don't know, man. I won't put anything past LSU right now. As for the men right now, the Final Four is all set for next Saturday. NC State, just like their women, are in the Final Four right now. They're taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. Cecilia likes going off of mascots, by the way.
I do not.
Yes, she does.
No.
So, NC State.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Okay, so what do you think? The Wolf Pack of NC State, they're red. Or the Purdue Boilermakers, they're black and gold. She also likes colors.
I'm going to go with what is it, Purdue?
We want to go Purdue? Well, they're number one seeded, and they're pretty darn good, and they're favored by 8.5 points. So, okay, good stuff. Okay, I'll take NC State. And then, Alabama, number 4, Alabama, the Crimson Tide. They were a powerhouse in football forever under Nick Saban before he retired, and now their basketball team is looking pretty freaking good. Number 4 seeded Alabama taking on, guess who? Number 1, UConn. Isn't that crazy how the women's and men's teams for UConn and NC State are both in the Final Four? Crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Last time this happened was 2011, 2012, where the UConn women's and men's team both won March Madness. So This could happen this year again. NC State or UConn could do it. So who are you taking here? Alabama, the Crimson Tide, they're elephants and they're red, or UConn Huskies?
I like the elephants.
Okay, then I'll take UConn. So you're taking the UConn women's but not the men?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm taking USC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. That's another thing she likes to do, guys. To take...
I think they know this already.
Teams, though. Yes. That for some reason, she doesn't know anything about them. But if I'm taking the other team, she takes the other team. And then, of course, the Frozen Four. The men's Frozen Four, hockey, is taking place next Thursday. Denver, the Pioneers, taking on Boston University, the Terriers. Who are you taking? You don't know? Denver or Boston?
What is their mascots?
Denver Pioneers. And the Boston Terriers. They're doggies.
I was about to say, they sound like doggies.
And they're red. They're like a brighter red than Denver.
Maybe Denver.
So you're taking the Pioneers.
Yeah.
And then, in the other game, Michigan. They're Wolverines and they're yellow, your favorite color. Yellow and blue. They just won the football national championship. And they're taking on Boston College, which are red and gold. Like Niners colors almost. And they are the Eagles. You pick.
I'm going to take the bird.
You're taking Boston College.
Yes, Boston College.
So you don't want Boston University, but you want Boston College.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool if both bosses play each other in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no. Okay, well, I think that's going to happen. I'm going to go Boston University and Boston College. They were 1-2 all year long in the regular season, so it just makes it right. It's a crosstown rivalry, or at least a rivalry from the same town, so that's going to be cool. Taryn in the chat room's taking UConn and Purdue. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun one, guys. I'm excited, man. We got some good stuff coming on the way, and here we go. We're up out of here for the day, y'all, so glad y'all could be here with us, man. And what's Taryn saying in the chat room? Taryn says, I thought Cecilia liked purple. Yeah.
I do like purple.
I know. Well, she likes red too, guys. When it comes to teams, yeah, she don't hesitate to take these colors she likes. They could be the worst team out there. She's taking them.
Yep. Because I have hope for them.
Jen B says, I'm taking Boston and Michigan because they have both. Oh, cool! Columbus Blue Jacket prospects on their team. That's really cool. Of course, Jen B covering all things in Ohio, like I said, or Northern Ohio, including Columbus, I guess Central Ohio. So she's a Blue Jackets fan. So they got some prospects on their team. She wants to see them win. That's cool. So, with that said, guys, that was a fun one today. Our education system needs to be improved drastically. And of course, a little bit of sports. Oh man, I'm excited. Friday's gonna be fun. A little wine tasting with Mike. We got spring break. This is nice. You know what we're gonna do right now? We're gonna sit on our butt because it's spring break. We got, huh?
I say yep.
Yeah, heck yeah. We got some baseball games to get to this week. Hey, how about Friday night? We're gonna go see Cavs and the Lake Elsinore Storm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. We get to wear our jerseys. Have a good time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited, guys. We're excited. We're doing it. Oh boy. Taryn says the term red and blue make purple, so Celia does make a good point.
Yep.
Good old Taryn, man. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, big ups and thank you to everybody who tuned in today, man. We appreciate you all. Give us a follow at TSCP_IASR on X. Also on Instagram. Also on Facebook at The Sports Couple Perspectives. Check us out there. Follow IE Sports Radio all over the place, guys. X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're freaking everywhere, guys. Check out our website, iesportsradio.com. Of course, check out my beautiful wife and her awesome stamps at iesportsradio.com/seal the deal wax seals. Pick up some merch while you're there too, iesportsradio.com/shop. Check out all of our shows, our schedules, all that fun stuff. Get to know all of our custom-made... get to know all of our hosts on our custom-made pages up on there. Enjoy all the content. Enjoy it all. Coming up in just about an hour here, we got Mr. Adam Karnick with Chi-Town Weekly, and after that, Mr. Taryn Rodriguez with Set Point. We had Mr. Bishop earlier talking all things Kansas City on This Is KC Sports. We're rocking and rolling today, guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. Any last words for our listeners tonight?
Thank you for listening. Take care, be safe, and be blessed.
Oh yeah! You know what that deserves, right? That's a yeehaw! We're ready to go, y'all. We will see you back on Friday evening or afternoon on the West Coast, depending on where you are on the country, with Mr. Mike Pat doing a little wine tasting on StreamYard. We're looking forward to it, you guys. That's going to do it. Big ups to our sponsors once again. Seal the Deal Wax Seals, my beautiful wife, Cecilia B. And, of course, Planet Jerky with our guy, Jose, man. PlanetJerky.net. Grab you some jerky. And that is that, guys. For my beautiful wife, Cecilia, from me, your boy Larry B. We'll see y'all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.